What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's the Damian again. It's been the longest and I'm so happy to be back. Today I'll be telling you about the history of one of the cultures in Nigeria. That's why you see me in my chart if you're wondering. We are at National Museum Gidan Makama in Kano State, which was established in the year 1440 AD, which is making it 584 years today. And the building is still standing, although it has been renovated over the years. But the main building has still been here for this long. So yeah, let's get right into it and see how the story unfolds. This museum was the palace of the first emir of the great city of Kano, guys. Trust me when I say that everything in this museum, from the writings and designs on the wall down to every item in each of the gallery, has a special and significant story attached to them. When you step into this museum, the first spot you see here is this, where you see the gigantic pots that were excavated at Kofa Kabuga Gate in the year 1975. They were used for storing water for people to drink, people who are going in and out of the gates. And what you see here in the middle, it's an anvil stand that was used by blacksmith. And on the other side, you see pots that are somewhat like what we just saw here, but these were pots used for storing money, or rather reserving, or somewhat like a bank or something, that were used by ancient people in those days to save money and food for future purposes. It must be really interesting to live in those days, guys, because can you just imagine people saving money and food in pots? That must be really interesting. Another interesting thing here in this spot is the cannon gun. This gun is a gun that was used by the British to invade Kano City in 1903. Let me tell you one interesting fact. The colonials were here in 1901 to actually colonize this place, but the then emir of this place, Ali Baba, didn't allow them. They went back to Kogi, and after 2 years after recruiting slaves from Kogi State, they came back and were able to invade the city of Kano through Kabuga Gate with this gun. It must be really terrible for them during those times, man. I can only imagine what it was like to be living in those days. Okay, guys, this is the first gallery you see when you step into the museum. You get to see materials that were used to set up this building. You see materials like locust bean fields, azara, which is the palm trees in the desert. You see materials like kasai guinea, which is clay mud, and a lot more. And you also get to see a map of the great walls of Kano City, the 15 gates which surrounds the Kano City. Although all the walls, or most of the walls, have been dilapidated, we still have the gates standing up to date. Most of them, or all of them, have been renovated though. Yeah, and these are just few of the 15 gates you find on the Great Wall. You have Kofa Dakuya, Kofa Goldunkaya, Kofa Naisa, and this is Kofa Kabuga, the gate that was invaded by the colonials, or British rather, why they invaded, or when they invaded Kano City. This was the gate that was destroyed by the cannon gun I just showed you outside. It must be really terrible during that period, but these gates were made straight out of raw metal. They are so strong, guys. Look at this lock. Where is it? Damn. You can tell just by looking at this that it's so solid. If this was produced now, I'm sure it will be so expensive. It's not just going to be a regular padlock. Yep. So moving on, we also have this gallery here where you get to, yeah, I think this is the second gallery you see when you come inside. When you step into this gallery, the first thing you see are the special stones. Until now, I used to think you could spark fire with any stone until I came here. That was when I discovered there are special stones that were used to spark fire. So yeah, these were the stones that were used to make fire during that period. And you also see a picture of the Dalahi where they used to worship Sumbabara. That was the god that people here in Kano worship until the advent of Islam, and they destroyed it. You get to see pictures of how everything unfolded. You also see hunter implements that were used to hunt as of then, because hunting was kind of a major profession. As in those days, hunting was a major profession. So yeah, you see some of the implements that were used. You also get to see some of the guard uniform, or rather war, whatever they wore to fight as of then. You see a protector shield. These were things that we used to watch in the movies. If you watch Merlin 300 and some of the war movies, you could see these people wearing this iron protective shield. I used to think they only use it in movies, but I got to see them with my own eyes today, and it's really fascinating, guys. You need to be here. Okay, this is the next gallery you see. Once you're here, you get to see a display of how the emir sat during his reign, or a display of how the emir sits in his palace. So this is what it looks like. When I came here and saw this image, I almost ran back, but I just discovered it was a mannequin. So yeah, this is what you get to see. You see the royal drum. You get to see a lot of things, the crocodile skin, shoe, and a lot more. How a horse is being strapped and all that is being included in this gallery. So guys, no sleeping on this. Please just make sure to be here to see everything as fascinating as it is, man. Guys, this is the third gallery, and when you're here you just get to see pictures and display of the fact that groundnut production in northern Nigeria was really massive. You get to see the groundnut pyramid. It's something that was made with bags of groundnut to form the shape of a pyramid to show that northern Nigeria is really productive in agricultural terms. You also get to see pictures of other ceremonial activities that were done or are done till date. Ceremonies like Gambe, Kokawa, which are the Hausa traditional wrestling and boxing respectively. And yeah, that's all. This is just all for the internal gallery. Okay guys, we just came out of the internal galleries. Like I mentioned earlier, this was the palace of the first emir here in the great city of Kano. And from the outside, we have the craft shop, the Islamic gallery, the British gallery, and the house of, or the hut of the emir's wife. Starting from the craft shop, we just have cultural items which were locally made from the people from the ancient days. You have things like beads, raffia baskets, shoes and bags made from crocodile skin, briefcases, and a lot more. The prices here just starts from 1,000 upwards. It's just so affordable. There are really nice things you can find here. Just enabled to be here. Okay, moving on guys, what we have next is the Islamic gallery, where you see a jihad message that was sent from Usman Danfodio to various emirs of different states, Kano, Nasarawa, Kebbi, and the rest. And you also get to see a display of how it is when the Malan came into Kano town. He always looked for a quiet place to sit and meditate. You also get to see the famous terrorist who came from Cameroon to reside in Kano and kill innocent people until when he was arrested by the police in December 1980. His name was Meta Sini. You also get to see a picture of the Quran, the central mosque, and the lunar calendar, that is the Islamic calendar. Alright guys, moving on, next what we have is the British gallery here, where you get to see how the British invaded Kano City through the Kabuga Gate, because when they first came here in 1901, they weren't allowed by the then Emir Ali Ubaba, but they later came back in 1903 with their recruited slaves from Kogi State, so they were able to invade the Kano city through the Kabugai gate with their cannon gun, which I showed you guys earlier. Okay, and you also get to see half of the gate of this museum, which was the palace of the first emir. Half of the gate was taken to Great Britain by Lord Lugard, and here, talking about where I'm standing right now, was where the king used to sit when the day goes down to look at children play or perform any extracurricular activities. Yo, so right now, moving next, what we have is the wife of the emir's hut. Let's look at it. Okay guys, this is the last of the 11th gallery we are touring here in the museum, and what you see here is the hut of the emir's wife. So this is what she lives in, or rather this was her hut then. Coming inside, yeah, there are whole lots of traditional and ancient stuff here, starting from the ancient food flask, which was used to preserve food, hot or cold. You have their local artwork here. It's called akushi in Hausa. It's the wooden spoon, that's the English name. And you have here, these are also some of the flasks. This was a hat, I think, for going to farm or something, I don't know. We have the calabash here. It's called zungu in Hausa. And we have the calabash musical instrument. It's called shantu in Hausa. Yo, and then yeah, you can see this big artwork here. I'm sure this was redesigned, but the initial stage, this was it. You have the traditional bride box adudu. You see them here. They were boxes for putting clothes and all. You have the wool, zari wool. You have, this was a thread used for knitting. I think it was just an ancient trade, and this was her local bed where she slept in. So yeah, if you're here, this is probably things you see. And then you have a space here which was used for putting the akukis, the Hausa name, but it's the local lantern. Then yeah, we also have this here. I don't know, but it was used to preserve or keep oil, rather granite oil to be specific. She used it then. That was it. All right, guys, this is all about the emir's wives' huts coming outside. If you can see the designs on this wall, they were specifically made for a reason. They represent something. I will get the tour guide to tell us what it means. Okay, guys, I'm here with one of the tour guide by name
Ahmed Mohammed by name. Hello, I'm Ahmed Mohammed by name. I'm a tour guide at the National Museum Gidan, Makama, Kano.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So please, you just be telling us about the meanings of every design on the wall. As I told you guys earlier, every design on this wall has a significant story attached to it. So he'll just be telling us what it means. That's also so please, let's start with the one behind us. What is this?
So this they call it Dagi in Hausa.
Okay, Dagi.
Yeah, just like a symbol.
Yes.
So they call it Dagi.
What does it represent?
It's a symbol to represent Arewa.
Okay, represents Arewa.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So basically an Arewa sign.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about that one there.
Yeah, that one that even they call it Dagi. The symbol of that like alias.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a design.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. If it's a design for the emirs.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. What of the round one there?
Yeah.
Or it's still the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, they are basically signs for Arewa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So what do we say about this line?
This line,
yes.
They call it a design.
Okay.
Yes. After the finish this building, they call it Makuba in Hausa.
Okay, it's called Makuba
in Hausa.
All right.
The locust bean powder and salt skin. Yes. They used to make this building. Okay. So they call it a design.
Okay, okay. It represents everything that was used to make the building.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I guess yes. That's right. All right. So guys, you just heard from the tour guide himself. He said everything on this wall here just tries to represent everything concerning Hausa culture specifically, with the straight lines in signifying everything that was used to beautify this place. And yeah, with this one's behind us, it's just to represent Arewa tradition basically. That's all you need to know about the designs on the walls. Alright guys, we'll come to the end of this video. I just hope you enjoyed everything. The local man is just here trying to show you all about the cultures around Hausa people. I just hope you're here to check it out. If you ever find yourself here in Kano, please endeavor to be here. And if you're in Kano, there's no reason you're not being here. You just have to be in this place to learn about the vicinity in which you find yourself in. Guys, this is really educative and fascinating. There are a whole lot of things I didn't know, but I just knew them just because I'm here. You just have to be here, guys. If you're new, please endeavor to subscribe for more amazing content like this. Peace out.